Hi, my name is Belyini, and I am a worship leader at Iglesia Hispana Victory, and this is my testimony. Before coming to Victory, I lived in Georgia, and me and my family, we moved to Oklahoma when I was 13. When we got invited by a family member to come to Victory, and I remember when I first entered it, my idea of a church was really I thought church was just a very strict environment where it's you worship, you go, you receive the word, and then you leave. But when I entered Victory, it was I don't know, the atmosphere was different in a way. I remember the one thing was the ushers and the welcome team. When I first entered, the way they smiled at me, these people smiled at me like they've known me my entire life. And it's just part of me wanted to be part of that environment. And I remember entering into the santuario, or the sanctuary, and seeing the whole worship team. And I remember seeing Diana and Karime and seeing how they worshiped. And I was like, God can't use me like that. I can't be used like that. I'm just someone who probably isn't that talented. And before, when moving into Victory, I just had so much caring. I was carrying so much. I felt so alone. And I felt like no one understood me. I felt like no one understood me. My relationship with God wasn't real in a way. I knew of God, but I never knew God in an intimate way. I never had a conversation with God. And when I joined the worship team, it was actually my brother, David, who convinced me to join, because he was on the worship team at the time. And he was like, you have to join the worship team. You can be a singer, you can lead people. And I was like, no, I can't do it. And I just kept saying no. And I don't know, one day he just convinced me. And I went up to Diana and I asked to be part of the worship team. And I auditioned and I went to the practices and I started singing. And being on the worship team has been by far the best decision I've made. I've made so many friends, so many memories. I've grown so much spiritually. In my relationship with God, I've grown so much. And I've gotten to know God in a way that I never thought I could have known God. Starting all these things at church, being able to start a girls' Bible study with my best friend, being able to lead others into worship has been by far the biggest blessing that God could have ever given me. And it's such an honor and such a privilege to be able to be part of this family and part of all of this. And I just feel through my testimony, I want to encourage everyone and every youth to believe for more. I was someone who had suicidal thoughts, who felt like their life wasn't worth it, who felt like the world would be fine without them. And God has absolutely transformed my life so much, in a way that's He's just so good in that aspect. And I just encourage you guys to keep pursuing God. And thank you.